I'm Susan Heller, the Kosher Keto Maven, and today we're going to make a carnivore mayonnaise. We need several hard-boiled eggs, chicken broth, some chicken fat or schmaltz. The chicken fat is OU, some lemon juice that's fresh squeezed, some mustard powder that is KSA, and that's it. So let's get cooking. I made these hard-boiled eggs in my hard-boiled egg cooker that I showed you in another video. And I made the eggs yesterday. And I want to show you how easy they are to peel. I'll just bang it on some surface. You can see all kinds of cracks in it. I marked them HB for hard-boiled for my refrigerator so nobody would take them by mistake. And then you just peel these off. I save the peels for my garden. I crush them up more than this. And then just put them into the soil with the mulch. The hard-boiled egg cooker makes them almost perfect. Usually they're perfect. Sometimes one isn't quite perfect. And I love making them for deviled eggs because look at the centers. It's great. Okay. So I'm going to put the shells aside. And I'm going to give these eggs a little bit of a chop. Now I'm using 3 hard-boiled eggs. I'm making half of my recipe because I already have some made in the refrigerator, which we'll use for the chicken salad. But I do cut them up just a little bit. I'll be using the immersion blender, and it just helps to have them in smaller pieces. So I'm putting in 3 hard-boiled eggs. Alright, I'll put this aside. And now I'm going to add 1/4 cup of chicken broth. So far, Carnivore. And a tablespoon of schmaltz. And 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So far, Carnivore. Now, depending on what you want, it's good like this. It's better, I think, with mustard, which I know is a plant. And then also, I have an abundance of lemons, so I'm using lemon juice, but I guess apple cider vinegar or regular vinegar would be more like Carnivore. All right, so 1/2 teaspoon of that. Now don't forget, I'm making 1/2 recipe, so it's going to make about 1/2 jar full. All right, and then we're going to put the immersion blender in. I just do it at the bottom for a little bit. And pick it up every once in a while to get those eggs. Just checking to make sure there's no chunks in here. I don't see any. But I like to do it a little extra just to make it smoother. Alright, that should do it. This recipe was inspired by a Marie Emmerich recipe for carnivore mayo. She used just hard-boiled eggs and beef broth. And when I made that, it just wasn't creamy enough. So I decided to work with that as a base. The schmaltz gave it the creaminess that it needed, and the lemon juice and mustard powder gave it the tartness that it needed. Has the same texture of mayonnaise. You might like it a little saltier. It spreads like mayonnaise. It's better to have this in the refrigerator and let it blend at least several hours, or preferably overnight. But I have another one that I already made, which is a full batch. In the show notes below this video, I'm going to put the recipe for a full recipe, even though I just made a half.